Well, hi, it's Ken Ham here, President of Answer Genesis, the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter, and I'm here in the Tower of Babel room, the confusion room we call it, as you go through the 7 Seas of history at the museum, and there's already people here. In fact, a large crowd today already coming in. It's been very popular over the whole of the summer, and ever since the Ark has opened, I think attendance has increased 70%. But I'm here today with Joe Owen, and Joe, we had somebody else here too, Pilar. She disappeared. There she is, around there. Now, Joe's you're a Spanish translator, and so is Pilar. Pilar, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to tell people about the Latino Day here at the Creation Museum and at the Ark Encounter. We have special translators for them. We're going to move out of this noisy room though to do that. And then what I want you to do is I want you to translate some Australian words into English. I want to see how good a translator you are first. So let's come this way with me. All right, so we're coming through the Tower of Babel room. If you've never been to the Creation Museum, this is just one little tiny section of the whole Creation Museum. So let's come through here. It's a little quieter. And we'll come out here. Okay, so let's come around here. We're actually going to redo this theatre here and for next summer, and we're going to put new exhibits in here. Sort of Christ cross consummation exhibits and some archaeology and so on. So let's come down into the Legacy Hall bookstore area, and then I can talk to. Here we are. It's nice and quiet in here. Alrighty. So Joe, you're one of our translators. In fact, I've travelled other places in the world with you, and you've translated my talks. And Pilar, where'd you grow up?
In Colombia.
In Colombia?
Sí.
Okay. So your name's, I've always heard your name is Pilar, but it's not really Pilar. It's Maria of the Pillar or something?
María del Pilar.
Ah, okay. Yeah, of course. That's what it is. All right. So I want to see how good you are. So first of all, before we tell people about Latino Day, which is which month?
It's September 30th and October 1st.
Okay, and we have special translators, and we have a lot of people who come in who speak Spanish, and we're able to guide them through the whole museum and the Ark this year too. Okay, we'll tell people about that in a moment. But first of all, okay, so I want you to translate this for me. Hey, g'day mate, how you going, eh?
Buenos días, amigo. ¿Cómo le va?
Okay, how would you translate it?
Buenos días, amigo. ¿Cómo le va?
That sounded similar.
Yes.
Yeah, say the same sort of thing. Okay, how about this one? Hey, would you like to have a barbie under a gum tree, out the back, where the clothes fly backwards, Stone the Crow, Star Blizzards, have a great time, talk about Ned Kelly, all that sort of stuff?
Tenemos muchos dialectos en Australia, así que yo no sé ni siquiera lo que él está diciendo, pero oren por mí para que Dios me ayude a entenderlo.
I have no idea what he said. Did he have any idea what I said? What did he say?
La verdad es que no entiendo su acento australiano, pero él quiere que las personas vengan para el Día Latino.
Ah, okay, that's what I thought he said. All right.
I don't understand.
You don't. Is that what you're saying? All right, that makes sense. Okay, so Joe, so what's going to happen is that what was the date again for the Creation Museum?
For the Creation Museum, it's Friday, September 30th, next Friday.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then the day after is the Ark.
And then the day after, October 1st, and the Ark Encounter.
So people come in, and we will have special translate, have a table for them even to register at if they want to be a part of those groups. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And on both the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum, on the outside where the ticketing is, we're going to have tables set up with balloons and signs that say Dia Latino for people to come register and to start their journey into both places, the museum on Friday and the Ark on Saturday.
Okay, so how would you welcome the guests to the Creation Museum, Pilar?
I welcome in Spanish.
Okay.
Would you like
Yeah,
to hear
yeah.
my Spanish? Están aquí para celebrar el Día Latino en el Arca y también en el Museo de la Creación. Bienvenidos, estamos para servirles.
And did you welcome to the Ark too? Because I didn't hear the word Ark.
Sí. I use the word
Oh, you did. Okay, all right. I didn't hear that.
That's why it's called confusion.
That's why it's called confusion. That's right. This is why we need translators, because of the Tower of Babel. We go creation, corruption, catastrophe, confusion, the 4th C in the 7 Seas walkthrough. And this year is the first year, of course, that we'll be having such a day at the Ark, because the Ark only opened on July 7, and we have a lot of people come in for these times, don't we?
We do. We actually have groups now, because of the Ark opening, coming from Latin America, traveling all the way from Latin America just for this event, from Guatemala, from Colombia, South America, Mexico, Canada. That's about as far as you can get, Canada. But
I thought Australia was as far as you can get.
yes, but there aren't many Spanish-speaking people in Australia yet.
You know what? I speak Spanish in Australia.
Oh, no.
Yeah, enchilada, burrito, taco, fajita, salsa.
Yes, sir. Now you can survive a Taco Bell menu. You can be our translator if you like.
I don't eat Taco Bell.
Oh.
I eat real meat. See, we lived in California for 7 years, Southern California.
Okay.
And I remember the first time I tasted Mexican food, I thought it was the worst food in my whole life that I'd ever tasted. And I learned to acquire a taste for it, though, living
Yes.
in Southern California. Now I love Mexican food. It's my favorite, actually. So other than Australian food, of
Yes,
course, it's my favorite. But and I even like hot salsa now. I remember the first time I ate some chips and hot salsa, I thought I was going to die. I thought that was the end of the world.
That's the beginning of training your tongue how to speak Spanish. You have to
Okay.
burn it off first.
Okay. Well, I've got part of that underway. So, Pilar, maybe just explain some of the things that we're going to do here in English and in Spanish. Can you do both?
Yes, I can do it. I'm going to start with the Spanish, okay?
Okay.
So, nosotros aquí somos un ministerio apologético, lo que hacemos es servirle a la iglesia, somos un ministerio paraeclesiástico y les enseñamos a las iglesias el fundamento utilizando el libro de Génesis y no solamente a las iglesias, también a muchas instituciones. Entonces ustedes están bienvenidos para conocer nuestra cosmovisión desde un punto de partida bíblico.
Okay, was that Spanish?
That was Spanish. She said that to start off, for all who are going to come, you're going to see this. This is a biblical ministry who teaches a biblical worldview for understanding the world around us and the gospel. And we're here to serve churches, institutions that are going to come and you're going to learn it here.
Oh, okay. Excellent. So, as people come in, as you said, they register, they go through in groups. Can they go to the planetarium?
Yes, sir. They can go to the planetarium. We do not have the planetarium in Spanish yet, but we do have many other things in the Creation Museum in Spanish. We're going to have about 45 interpreters in the Museum in the Ark.
45 interpreters at the Museum in the Ark.
Also some specialists from Latin America, a biologist who's also an MD from Mexico who teaches at a university, a Christian university here, and also 2 MDs from Puerto Rico, and then other interpreters interpreting for our specialists here at Answers in Genesis who will be all throughout the Museum in the Ark.
Wow, that is really excellent. When we have special days here, we have a day for the hearing impaired when they can come along, and a special day for them, and now a special day for those who speak Spanish. And I tell you what, why don't you in Spanish tell them when this will be, the dates again, and then I'll get Joe to translate, or even I'll try to translate.
All right.
Nosotros vamos a celebrar el Día Latino el 30 de septiembre aquí en el Arca. Vamos a estar aquí esperándolos desde las 9 de la mañana y el precio del tiquete solamente es $10. El siguiente día va a ser en el Arca. Va a costar el tiquete $20 y vamos a estar aquí esperándolo y queremos que ustedes disfruten con nosotros. Vengan al Día Latino y tendrán una gran experiencia.
Okay, Special Latino Day, September 30th and October 1. September 30th here at the Creation Museum, October 1. Make sure you all come. We'll have special Spanish translators. How do I do?
I'm out of a job. You just translated. That's perfect.
Okay, Joe, anything else you want to say before we end this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're also going to have our special effects theater, Men in White, a show simultaneously translated into Spanish. We're also going to have many workshops, like a Snakes Alive workshop, and in Spanish during these days. Many activities throughout both days, and I think it's going to be a great time. Where else in the world can you go and hear this kind of teaching and then the gospel presented in Spanish for English and Spanish for even bilingual families? I don't know of anywhere else in the world that offers something like this. This is going to be a very pioneer event.
And I don't know anywhere else in the world there you can go to Noah's Ark and walk through all 3 decks and listen to the exhibits all translated into Spanish.
So you have bilingual families. The young usually speak a lot more Spanish than the older.
I'm bilingual. I
English
speak
and
American
Spanish.
English and Australian English.
Yes.
Is that bilingual?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay.
And so whole families will be able to hear a defense of the Word of God in both languages. And walking in the Noah's Ark, this is just something that's very new for the whole world.
It really is. So, Pilar, you expect a lot of people coming here? Are you going to be one of the translators?
I'm gonna be welcoming people. I'm gonna be welcoming everybody for Día Latino.
Did you know you have an accent?
Yes, I know.
Do I have an accent?
Yes, you do.
So, Joe, you sound more American, actually.
Yes, I am American. My wife is from Mexico. I started learning Spanish when I was 13 years old. So,
But your Spanish is very good. They even tell me in countries where I've been to with you, they say you sound like you don't have an accent in Spanish.
yeah, I've tried my hardest to get rid of my North American accent, but it's still there some.
Hey, I've been noticing all these people coming through here. The Creation Museum's really been busy, hasn't it? And it's after summer, after vacation time, and it's still very, very busy. So is the Ark, actually, and I know they're expecting lots of people today. So that is really great. So we're going to end off here at the Creation Museum. Actually, today, let me see, what is the time? It's 11:15 Eastern Standard Time. So in just over an hour and 10 minutes, I'll be starting a talk in Legacy Hall down here. And today I'm really going to talk on a problem we have in the church, on the authority of Scripture. And I'm going to show some video clips of some famous Christian leaders, actually, including Andy Stanley from Georgia. And it's not attacking them personally or anything like that, but they're making statements that it's just a massive problem in the church. And I'm going to talk about that authority issue today, a compromise, particularly when it comes to the book of Genesis, and then you see the consequences in how the gospel is supposedly presented and other things as well. So I'm doing that today. So I'm going to go and get ready for that. And Joe, I know what countries have you traveled to now speaking?
Wow. Bolivia, Argentina, Peru, Chile, Colombia, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Cuba, and this year we have Spanish conferences in London, Paris, and 4 in Spain.
Wow, it's incredible. Part of the Ministry of Answers in Genesis, we outreach around the world. And I know Spanish is our biggest language, but we have others too. And even the Answers Bible curriculum or the Vacation Bible School curriculum.
Yes.
Being translated?
Yes, sir. Next year. We already have a whole part of it done. We have the songs being recorded in a studio in El Salvador.
This is from the VBS program?
The first Answers VBS in Spanish is coming out next year, and it's going to be digital, so people can buy the download instead of waiting for it to ship for 2 months to get to their church.
Wow, that is really good. That's a wonderful thing about digital. And then eventually the Answers Bible curriculum too.
Yes, sir. The Answers Bible curriculum, they're already working on it.
But VBS will be available next year.
By February.
By February, the first VBS in Spanish, and it'll all be digital. And that makes it easy to get it all around the world.
Yes, sir.
And inexpensive to get it all around the world too.
Very inexpensive, and there's no VBS, apologetics VBS in Latin America for the whole language. This is the very first one ever.
First one. That is absolutely phenomenal. Wow, we're really thrilled with what you're doing here with the Spanish ministry. You've really helped build it in a spectacular way, and we look forward to that. Look forward to Latino Day here at the Creation Museum, September 30, and then October 1 at the Ark. And encourage people to come and bring their friends that speak Spanish, and they'll be able to have it all translated. So signing off here from the Creation Museum on another busy day at the Creation Museum. And for those going to watch my live broadcast in, about an hour and 8 minutes is when I start. So.
Will your message be available on YouTube?
Yeah, actually it is available on YouTube. We're actually broadcasting it live on YouTube as well. It'll be on our YouTube channel. I presume the Answers in Genesis YouTube channel, and then it'll be up there once I give it, and it'll also be on my Facebook once I give it too. So yes, it's been broadcast on both today, and then it'll be archived there as well. So, okay, we're signing off, and we'll see you later.